men's health guru, online entrepreneur, mindset and fitness coach, Chad Howse turned his personal journey of wanting to better himself into a successful online business. This is his journey.
Grew up in just outside of Vancouver in a town called Tawasin. Just a normal childhood. Played sports. My old man played sports, so I played sports.
So what kind of sports did you play?
Hockey, basketball, and then boxing.
So tell me about why did you choose boxing?
I got a knee injury. I played one year college basketball. Got a knee injury. Wanted to do something different. I always loved boxing, so I started boxing.
And so do you translate that to your workout routine, or how does boxing fit into your
Well, boxing is how I really got into the fitness kind of thing. So I started at my gym. We were doing the traditional boxing workouts. So we would do a lot of bodyweight stuff, jump rope, calisthenics, that kind of thing. And then I wanted to do something different. So around the same time, I started coaching professional athletes. And so I brought that stuff over to the boxing, and then I started helping out training the boxers and the fight team and whatnot, and we started doing a lot of Olympic lifts, started pushing the tires around and doing different kind of weight training and actually bringing weight training into the training. Then I left that gym and I went into sales, and then I left the sales and I started my own training company.
So what sale?
It was cell phone sales, like corporate cell phone sales.
And what didn't you like about that?
I was selling for someone else. I was making them money. I didn't like that.
Yeah, so did you...
That's kind of selfish, but whatever.
Was there anything you took away from the sales?
It was awesome. So I learned how to sell, which is the most important thing you can learn, because we're all selling. If I didn't learn how to sell, then I wouldn't be selling my own stuff. So that was an insanely important job. And I was a kid. I was 20, 21 years old, selling to grown men who had companies. So I had to kind of get some confidence, learn how to find some common ground between them and myself, and sell them on some cell phones.
Was there any one customer that that came in and you're like, okay, I got to do what he's doing?
A lot of them were guys. I wish I had done what they did. A lot of them were guys. If they were the owners of the businesses, they had started doing construction. A lot of it was construction companies and development companies and I don't know, stuff having to do with that. And these guys are just loaded. They're super successful. And my old man knows a lot of guys who are the same thing. They started off in construction or this, that, and everything else, and then they started their own companies. I didn't meet anyone where I'm like, okay, they're here, I'm gonna start here and work my way up to get to them. My start into my own business was a buddy came out, showed me how he was making money online, and I said, okay, I want to do that because I can see how I can get things started and earning money quicker. It didn't happen. It took me 4 or 5 years to get actually profitable, so I probably could have made it faster doing other things. But just learning from guys in business was good enough.
So when I go online and I look up Chad Howse Fitness, you have that, I don't know, legendary photo now of you as a kid playing basketball.
Yeah.
Scrawny little kid.
Yeah.
So what was the purpose of putting that photo up? What's your message there?
Okay, so the first product I came out with, so I said it took me a while to get actually making money. So the first product I came out with was focused around my transformation. I gained 32 pounds in 32. It turned out to legitimately be 32 weeks. So a pound a week for 32 weeks. That was pretty wicked. And it came after boxing. So I cut a lot of weight for boxing. Then I moved up a weight class, got a little chubby, started getting better at it, but a little too comfortable. And then I quit that and started the training business. And I had to build my body up just to, no one wants to get trained by a fatty. You know what I mean? They want someone that inspires them to look how they want to look. So I built my body up, focused my first product around that transformation. It sucked. I had all the good contacts. I joined a mastermind group, which really helped with relationships, but I I just didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know where my place was in all this. Started talking about other stuff besides fitness. That eventually led to the product that started making money. The picture was just for that transformation. I still use that picture for other things because the nutrition I used to create the man diet was involved in that transformation as well. But the whole thing was just to highlight a specific transformation. And I'm not going to get pictures of my shirt with me shirtless anymore. I don't want to do that.
You're done
it's
that
weird.
phase.
Yeah, exactly. I did that like early on, so now I don't want to do that. No names. I got ripped off by one guy. It seemed like this business guy really wanted to, like, he rented a really good car. Seemed like a guy who's making a lot of money, and somehow he ripped me off big time. So that was a big lesson, and that was when I was doing my training business. He cleaned me out for everything I was worth. Real trickster. Anyway, so that taught me a good lesson. Like, most people are, or not most people, but a lot of people are smoke and mirrors, and they're not actually what they say they are. So that guy was a sleazebag.
So at what point did it become full-time? Like, you knew this is going to sustain my lifestyle. This is an actual business. I can go full-time on this.
So I was living in downtown Vancouver, and I had the training business. So I had my income coming from the training business. I wasn't making any money online, maybe $100 a month. And then I decided, okay, if I'm going to do this, I like this better because I like writing. I like the freedom that I could have. I'm working in a basement in the worst apartment ever. There's bars on the window. So and it was on a basement level. So to get out of the apartment, if there was a fire, I'd have to saw through, like, it was illegal.
Like iron.
Yeah. I don't know how. I guess it was an older building, so they didn't have to bring it up to code or something. But I just realized that as I was leaving, like if they had a fire there, I'd be screwed. So I quit the training business. That was my income. That was 99.9% of my income, and I did just the online stuff. And I went 8 months, blew through all my savings, all my debt, had to come up with rent. There was an 8-month period where I had to come up with rent. It was like 3 days after it was due. Like, I'd run from the landlord for 8 months. Yeah, and so at the end of the 8 months, I started making some money. And then I had made a bet with a buddy that I would go to Italy. And I had to go to Italy. So I actually used points. So I went to Italy on free. I still had all this debt. I went to Italy for 3 months. And then it was slowly starting to go. And when I was in Italy, I think I made more in one of the months than I did the previous year by far. So it wasn't until I was in Italy that I actually thought, okay, I could actually do this for a living. But it was just, I technically made it my business a year before that, even though it wasn't making any money.
So what do you think attributed to that growth in that business at that time for you? So
there's two things. One, I burned the ships, like I couldn't go back. I gave away my training business, gave away my clients. I didn't have something to fall back on. But the second thing was I started, a lot of it's writing and marketing. So I started writing to myself. So that's why I created the Man Diet. It's the simplest thing ever. I was trying to do gain 32 pounds and do 5 hacks, do this fancy little marketing stuff. That didn't work. I started writing to myself as my perfect customer. And when I started writing to myself and things that I wanted to hear and that I wanted to read, that's when my business took off. So that's when that product, it was in digital form. It's totally different than it is now, but that's when that product came about. That's what, brought my business to, being an actual business, not just something I'm digging myself a hole into,
Tell me about the coaching. You mentioned your buddy's your coach. What's that about?
So when I first started, I joined a mastermind group. It was his mastermind group. The guy's name is Vince Del Monte. So I joined that. It was good for relationships, building relationships in the business and so forth, but I just didn't know what I was doing. So I didn't make any more money having joined that mastermind. Now I joined his, he started another one. He's better at what he does, coaching wise. And there's guys in the group that are on my level trying to get to the next level. So we're all kind of helping each other, but competing with each other as well. So it's a kick in the ass every day. And then his coaching has gotten a lot better as well. He's really good at helping you focus on one thing, and then I got to be held accountable.
So you got a coach that kind of keeps you on track.
Yeah. Basically.
What about your passion for fitness? Like, how does that play into?
I don't have a passion for fitness.
Okay.
It's like I see fitness as one of the like baseline things you need to live a better life, and so I think if you don't have the fitness stuff, how are you gonna have the energy to do this, have the energy to do that, have the capacity to go hiking, hunting, doing all that stuff, So I think fitness is a necessary baseline. The next evolution of the business will be focused on other things. But I think guys need, it's just like testosterone. Guys need testosterone, a certain level of testosterone running through their veins to be at their best. If you take that away, they get health problems, emotional problems, all that stuff. So if you take the fitness away, then that baseline kind of crumbles. So I think it's a necessary baseline for the business and a necessary baseline for the target audience in the market.
Any mentors?
Oh man. Other than that, Vince, the guy who coaches me, we're actually family friends. I've been friends with him for our dads are best friends. Yeah, he's just probably my dad and my mom. They both have different things that are their strengths. My dad he's just a really good guy. He's thoughtful, analytical. My mom is Italian, so she's very passionate and loud, and they're just very different. So, but they're both really good people with similar values.
So Chad, with Chad Howse Fitness, Man Diet, what do you see in the next 5 years for yourself?
I'm not quite sure what's in the next 5 years. I know what's in the next 6 months to a year. So the next 5 years, I don't know. I'm like I don't know. A lot of guys from here, they'll create their own masterminds, they'll do speaking events, they'll do live events. I don't know if that's what I'm going to do, or I don't know. So I know the next 2 books I'm going to write. I know how I'm going to sell them and what I'm going to do with the customers I get from them. So that's all I really know.